Well, here we are again today. Today is going to be a little different because I think we've only got essentially one real storm right now. I'm going to bring up radar here and show you. I've been watching it for the last hour and it's been borderline whether I go live or not because it's essentially just one storm. So I'm going to jump right into it. This is for people west of Ottawa and southwest of Ottawa. So essentially, Highway 7 corridor right now. So let's bring this up and I'll show you guys everything. So this is the storm in question. Ottawa in the northeast corner on the map here. And this storm here just got a severe warning actually as I was going live. So it is currently to the west of Perth. Now this storm was originally tracking southeast, but it is interacting with a boundary here just to its kind of east. And I'll show you guys what it's doing. So there's a boundary kind of lying right here and it's ingesting it. And then there's another kind of outflow here. So right now the storm is looks like it's just going to travel mostly down the Highway 7 corridor into Perth, Rideau Ferry. It might be north of Westport, but we do have some areas of far more intense precipitation. We have had a couple of times on the scans prior showing some hail, which would be in this area, which it just downtrended in that. So I'm glad to see that. There is just a tiny amount left, but heavy precipitation, lots of thunder and lightning right now, impacting the Highway 7 corridor, like I said, to the west of Perth. So this is literally the only game in town. So I don't know how long we'll be on today, but I did want to let people know who are in the path of this storm. It is possibly going to get into Smith Falls, might scoot to the south of it, but we're going to see how that goes. It's kind of stuck on that boundary and moving more right than anything. So I will read the severe thunderstorm warning from Environment Canada. They are basically putting out that they're tracking a severe thunderstorm capable of producing strong wind gusts and up to Toonie-sized hail. So they're thinking this might put out some decent-sized hail. It is currently near Mississippi Station and moving southeast at 35 kilometers an hour. So half the speed of the storms yesterday, essentially. I apologize. I'm referring to storms that we were chasing last night in Alberta. So I'm crossing things up there, but 35 kilometers an hour isn't really fast. So again, I've been chatting on before we went live. There were some comments and questions in the area. So anybody in the Perth area definitely going to see effects from this storm, but it's traveling essentially southeast somewhat, but it has turned more east at this point. So I can't give you an exact trajectory on this, but roughly kind of in this area right now, and we'll see if that shifts at all. So let me get back to our main screen here and let's take a look at things. So just going to jump in the comments here. Environment Canada saying storms around 9 p.m. Yeah, today the models missed pretty hard. I actually thought I was going to see storms around 8 o'clock tonight going into the Ottawa area, and that model missed pretty hard. It was showing a northeast trajectory on storms and didn't even show this happening. Originally, the first storm happened around 12:30. Which is super early, but this one here popped shortly after that around 1:30, I want to say. So I've been tracking it for quite some time, and again, as mentioned, I was on the fence whether I even go online here. So we'll take a look at things here. Rick saying he sent in some photos, so I'm just taking a look here. Rick, thank you for sending that in. Wow, that is a pretty storm. So I'm going to share this. Thank you, Rick, for sending that in. Let's take a look here. So that storm has a very nice base on it, and the base is that bottom part with the little stinger at the back end. So this storm is looks like it's breathing really well, and that's why it's ingesting that boundary and getting its act together in terms of putting out lightning and a lot of precipitation. So it also had some very broad rotation on it. So I'll bring that up here and just take a look. So right now, just very broad rotation, nothing of any significance. The winds are not that strong, so nothing to be concerned about in the rotation arena at this point. Just looking at more comments here. Darky asking, think it'll hit our area. Was about to go live on Twitch. If it's going to storm, I won't bother. Darky, where are you located again? Refresh my memory. Unfortunately, I just see so many towns and names that I'm bad with names in the first place. But if you can refresh my memory, I'll let you know. But I think it's just tracking southeast from where it is right now. Logger John, yeah, it's moving pretty slow, and I think you're going to get in on the game today again. So definitely you're making up for lost time, I guess, in terms of what you've missed out on the previous one. So this one should put down quite a bit of precipitation for you, and we'll see what transpires here as we move through this. So I technically have dinner plans in Ottawa at 6:30, so we'll see if this sustains, and if it does maintain its severe status, I may have to adjust those, but hopefully I don't. So question here from Demi Armstrong. We're east of Perth at McCullough's Landing. How long will till we get hit, and for how long? So east of Perth, I guess I'm just looking to see. You're on the northern edge of it right now, but it did turn right somewhat. So I would say you've probably got 45 minutes, maybe an hour. It's, like I said, moving quite slowly. I would say that's your kind of time frame. Because it is moving slowly, it will be over the area for longer. I would say you're at least probably half an hour to an hour of rain if it maintains its size and trajectory. So Darky for Chesterville. So no, I don't think you are going to see anything in Chesterville. You're too far northeast of it. Again, for anybody who's jumping on right now, I suspect that the track will be somewhere in this kind of corridor if it maintains what it's been doing, but it is interacting with a boundary, so that always can affect these storms. So if you are down, all the way to where the 416 and the 401 meet, Ogdensburg, Johnstown, Maitland, Brockville, that's kind of the Seaway corridor where it might end up and in a couple of hours from now. So is it heading to Ottawa, Julian and Denton? No, it is not heading for Ottawa. This is just moving southeast. Ottawa is in the clear right now. Again, anybody tuning in, most of this is, Ottawa's in the clear, and most of this is just moving southeast from it. There are some storms to the north of Ottawa. They are way on the Quebec side, but as you can see, they are moving on an easterly track. So storms, this is where you get this kind of hard to call stuff. So these are moving eastward, and this is moving southeast. So if you watch how the storms are happening, and this one is moving southeast because of that boundary that it's interacting with. So it's kind of an outlier on its own there. And Ottawa right now in the clear. You might see a small shower or something later on from one of these little storms at the back, but that's a big maybe at this point. So let me just jump back on comments. Lots of thunder and lightning right now. No rain for Logger John, who's just southwest of Perth, which makes sense. So I'll keep zooming in and out. But like I said, this is our only game in town. So we'll keep an eye on that one very closely just to see what happens with it. Perfect. Oh, yeah, Darky going to be playing in VR, so it makes it harder to hear outside of the headset for sure. Anita Gordon, rain in Fallbrook. Okay, perfect. Hopefully you probably won't see any lightning as far as up in Fallbrook, as most of it is to the southwest of you. It's the intensity. You're going to get rain, but the intensity is farther southwest. So you should be okay with that. Nadine, good afternoon to you as well. What's the prediction for more storms this afternoon from Logger John? I am not sure. I think this might kill the potential for storms later. I know we were chatting in the group of Eastern Ontario chasers, and we were hoping for some nighttime lightning today, and I'm questioning whether that's going to happen as these storms are now using up some of the environment that was available for those storms. So I don't think later on will happen, but again, we will have to see how it evolves, because this is definitely not going according to models at this point. So lightning seems to be on the western side, coming from Rick, and yeah, absolutely, it's more on the southwestern side of that storm, which is now sitting over that Highway 7 corridor, and it's impacting from one end to the other, basically. So we miss roughly back down to just west of Charlotte Lake, heavy rain, lots of thunder, and lightning at this point. So and then Rick is saying he's at Christie Lake west of Perth now, so you're probably getting a decent view of this thing, so that's good. Blake asking if Ottawa will get storms later. We were just chatting about that. I'm skeptical at this point. Some models were pointing to it, but what's unfolding right now was not on the models, so they're not adjusted correctly for what's transpiring. So that's harder to call, but I know some models were showing storms coming into Ottawa, and I know tonight is Blues Fest opening night, and there were some storms that looked possible on models going right into Ottawa. So I'm hoping that's not the case, because we know that Blues Fest had issues back several years ago with obviously heavy winds, and we don't want a repeat of that. So but if anything were to happen, I would, again, I have dinner plans, but if it's going to happen, I might have to adjust accordingly. So Logger John, I was just working on Christie Lake today and could hear the thunder earlier in the afternoon. Yes, this storm has been, like I said, tracking southeast, essentially from, I want to say Plevna area, and has slowly made its way down to just west of Perth. At this point, it looks like it's tracking back southeast again, so it may have shifted its track again. Carol Brown asking if Smith Falls will see it. You're on the very edge. The further, so being Smith Falls over here, if this, so it is pushing out kind of in this direction right now. So you would miss it, and you might get just the very top of the rain in this area here in Smith Falls, as it shows right now. So Smith Falls is a maybe just for rain. The heavy part will be to the southwest, so I don't think you're going to see that. So anything coming towards Brockville. So this storm could potentially head down towards Brockville right now. It is definitely tracking that way. So right now, potential is there, Sherry, just to let you know. Chelsea, Charlebois in Wemyss now with rain and thunder, but very little wind. Yeah, so that's good. This did have some stronger winds on it earlier. Right now, the strongest area of wind would be right down here in this kind of area right here, reporting on the backside of the storm. But it's nothing strong at all. So this is all just minor wind. Nothing to be concerned about. It's just the heavy rain and lots of lightning on the southwest corner. So, Logger John, I got excited and went home. There you go. So, wind's picking up now. Chelsea saying down in Wemyss. And yeah, that's as the storm passes over top of you. So, it's definitely started tracking southeast again, which is good. Huck, yes, over Maberly, this is the storm that we're talking about for sure. And again, nothing else in terms of like Eastern Ontario. On the Quebec side, there are a couple of storms that are severe, that are in the severe watch area. They currently up there are not severe warned. So we'll see whether this one has lost a bit of intensity on the last few scans. And it's been like that all afternoon. It has gotten intense it gone up in intensity, and then it has subsided over a couple scans and gone back up. So it's been back and forth, and that's why I was on the fence whether I should jump on this. And just as I pulled the trigger on it, Environment Canada also put up a severe warning, so it kind of was a lucky thing. And anything that's severe warned, we definitely want to pay attention to. So again, all of this applies to anybody west of Ottawa or southwest of Ottawa. The Ottawa, metro area, nation's capital area, doesn't seem to see, isn't going to see much out of this right now. Later on tonight, I still am skeptical if that's going to happen based on what's transpired. So if anybody's catching up right now, let me see here. Can I check the storm near Colorado? My family's there on vacation. Like Colorado, the state? I'd have to, that's way outside of where we are right now. I'm just curious, is there a reason that you, I know you're saying you have family there, but is it look like it's severe out that way? Or I can definitely take a look, but give me a sec to get caught up on comments here for this local stuff. So Rick's saying he sent more pics in, so I will have a look at that. Did they come in? No, I haven't received them yet unless my Gmail's not updating. No, the last one I got from you was at 3:55, Rick. So I don't know if they're still coming in. They might be larger files. So I'll try and keep an eye on that and jump back to them when they come in. Just got really dark in the Golf Club Road area of Smith Falls. That would be cloud cover from this storm. So when you have a storm like this, and I'll show you actually, this is a great lead in here, Curtis. So I'll let you know why that's happening. I'm going to switch to satellite view. And so our storm that we're seeing, the anvil is blowing off to the northeast. So you can see that the storm in the middle of the screen, the kind of the mushroom cloud that appears there just southwest of the Ottawa area in the middle, the whole anvil is blowing off, and it's even over Ottawa at this point. So areas northeast of this storm will definitely get dark, look like there's something going to happen, but all the precipitation is still way to the southwest. So those are just elevated clouds that you're seeing at the golf course. You're still safe to be outside, that you're not going to get any rain. There hasn't been any lightning strikes up that way, so I think you're also okay in that department. But let me zoom back in here. So yeah, all the lightning is back to the southwest, so that's why you're seeing it so dark, Curtis. Logger John asking, could this storm spawn other break-off cells? So it could, especially with these boundaries out here. Those boundaries are the kind of the wrench in the gears. You never know how they're going to interact with things. So they could have an impact on how this proceeds basically for the next couple of hours. I've noticed it's kind of reached out towards Charbot Lake again. So it's gotten an elongated look to it. So we'll know in the next few scans. And I'll jump back, Blake, here. I know you were, give me a sec here. Let me just double check here. So I think we've got our next scan, 405, 414. So our next scan should be coming out any second. So I'll have a look there. So, and then I've got a question. Hey, Tom, just wondering, I know there's a small storm heading for Smith Falls. How bad is it going to get? So the only storm that is heading towards, that would be anywhere near Smith Falls, would be this one here. And it doesn't look like it's going to end up in Smith Falls in any way, shape, or form right now. It has definitely tracked southeast, but what it's doing is it's expanding this way. So our corridor is quickly changing. I mean, we've only been on for about 20 minutes. However, things are definitely changing in terms of the path of where this storm would track. Originally, when I came on board and this was severe warned, it was more of a southeasterly, but with more of an easterly component. So this right now is just kind of heading down towards the Seaway. And if it keeps going, it will now end up, we will adjust kind of in this area here. This is kind of roughly the track that we're talking about right now. I'm not an artist, so I do my best with the lines. What else here? Thanks, Tom. Okay, Highway 7 and County Route 36 coming from Huck, getting good lightning, getting close to Westport. Yeah, it's funny. We had a conversation. I told Rick that I don't think it's going to go into Westport because it took a hard right, and it's going to make me a liar as always, and it's heading right for Westport. So definitely Westport, Portland, Newborough, you're in that line of this storm coming down that way at you currently. So 4:15 p.m. and the storm is heading right over Jasper, just south of Smith Falls. It would have to be just a tiny, tiny sprinkle based on what I'm seeing radar. Is that information coming from like the Weather Channel has what they call a futurecast radar, which is so deceiving because that's just a model saying this is what might happen. I hate when those models don't make it clear, or those radars don't make it clear that this is not what's happening, this is what could potentially happen. So right now, I do not see any kind of significant precipitation over Jasper as of right now. So just letting you know that. Cole Chapman just got flattened in Maberly heading to Sharbot Lake. So sorry to hear that. You were probably on the highway there. It would have been intense because that's right where the meat of this storm intensity in terms of precipitation is, right in this core here. You can see the lightning associated with it. So that wouldn't have been too much fun. Sorry to hear that. Cole, but thankfully you're through it by the looks of it. So has reversed. Pinky McKinney has reversed. So expect more flooding and sudden unpredictable weather events. Okay, entrepreneur therapist. I see the clouds. Okay, yeah. So that's the anvil that's coming off the storm. I think I was talking about that briefly. That's simply the exhaust from this storm that is drifting northeast. But showers should not be any kind of significance there. So far, the showers are west of Perth, Rideau Ferry, and it's kind of sticking to the just south of parallel to the Highway 7 corridor. So I wouldn't worry in Jasper right now. What else have we got here? Just wanted to make sure you got my comment for the thumbs up for sharing that picture of the Dunrobin tornado. Yeah, I commented that right at the end of the last stream. Yes, definitely got that. If you can confirm where or what your dad took that, that would be awesome. I did look at it. It seems weird because Dunrobin tornado was in September and the trees don't look like they have leaves on them. So I'm just trying to figure out when or where that would have been because it's so grainy. It was really hard to tell. So if you get some confirmation on that, that would be awesome. Just a sec here. Westport is beautiful. Saying yeah from Huck. Okay. Susan, why do your models differ so much from the Weather Network or others? Their models show rain coming right through Chesterfield later, but said earlier it was not likely to come here. So what we're looking at is live radar. We're not looking at a model. This is actually what's in the atmosphere based on scans from the Franktown radar. So this is not anything to do with models. So those weather radar systems that the Weather Network, they are just a guesstimate, and that's the word I'm going to use. It's a guesstimate as to what might happen, and we talked about it early on in the stream that models did not have this, and when I say models, I'm talking about multiple weather models that all professionals use, did not have this scenario playing out. There was one that was close to it, but it was 4 hours later in the day, and it was much further south into New York. So that's the problem. They are models, and they are just an estimate as to what's happening. So hopefully, Susan, that answers your question, that we are basically doing a live weather analysis versus doing predictions using AI or software, that type of thing, what potentially might happen. So I'm always tracking these in a live fashion. And what else here? Logger John saying raining hard now, so you're getting some of that rain you've been missing out on. We're 4:11. Our next scan from the radar will be 4:19 p.m. That basically means our scan should be coming in any second. If you're new to the channel, we are about a month. We haven't even been a month doing this now, but definitely welcome aboard. If you want to catch when we go live on these and get alerts, you definitely want to subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the notification icon so it sends you an alert on your mobile device. Again, we are dealing with just one storm today. I'm just zooming out here to show you guys that southwest of Ottawa, sorry. This is the only game in town, and again, just doing its own thing. The rest of the storms to the north are moving easterly, so we'll see what transpires with this. Susie Q just saying, just splitting in Perth for now, no wind, and Perth kind of caught the edge of it. So it, like I said, it was originally tracking southeast, then it caught the boundary, started interacting with that boundary, and it turned right, and then it started to drop southeast again after a few scans. So sounds like we're still getting some solid lightning on this. I will zoom in here. So again, the Perth area and west or southwest of there is where our storm is right now. I'm just going to come back in here. I know Rick had said he sent some more photos in, but either my email's not working or they're not coming in, Rick. So just wanted to follow up on that. I don't know if you're still watching on the stream here, but I have not seen them come in. Last email was 3:55, so always like seeing your stuff, so I appreciate it. What else here? I just had a huge crack of thunder. We talked about that. And then, okay, perfect. So Tristan, just following up on that comment. So yeah, I'd be really curious. I used to live in the Dunrobin area actually, so I know that whole area very well. And my older brother lives right on the river in Dunrobin, so I've spent a lot of time out that way before I moved to Kemptville area about 15 years ago. So always intrigued about stuff out that way. So the storm looks like it's going to move out of the severe warning area. It has lost intensity because it has widened out. So it is still heavy rain and lots of thunder and lightning. I will zoom back here to take a look. The winds are definitely not that strong. And again, whenever we're looking at any of these wind velocities on the right, which is the red and the green, this is above the surface. So because the radars are, the further away you get from the radar, the higher up in the storm you end up. So wind velocities always have to take, you always have to take that into account when you're looking at it. But seeing here, there's nothing of any intensity that's coming through. So that, I'm trying to think, is that... Oh no, that was west of Calidar where they had that tornado go down Highway 7 a few years back. So that area definitely, if you ever drive Highway 7 and you get kind of near, where is it, Calidar, Madoc. So between Calidar and Madoc, you kind of end up going through a path, and you can see if you've seen pine trees with them being snapped halfway up, that's a definite indicator of tornadic type activity. So definitely something to pay attention to when you're driving down that area. You'll see all the damage those tornadoes did, or that tornado did. Sorry, I apologize. Logger John, I went through Dunrobin a week after the tornadoes went through there. It was crazy. Yes, like I said, I used to live out there, and I remember the first time I went back after that, we intercepted that tornado in Dunrobin. Driving into Dunrobin, there were no longer any tall trees. It completely changed the view as you come in. And there used to be a little corner store called Young Husbands, and obviously that's not there anymore. But the tornado just took everything out. That was a strong tornado. That was they rated it an EF3, and it was 1 mile an hour short of an EF4, which that I question that, but that's just myself personally. So just my opinion. 1 mile an hour short of an EF4 is hard to make that determination. I think it was just kept down as an EF3 on paper essentially. So let me just jump back here, make sure I haven't missed anything in terms of comments on Facebook or anything like that. No, nothing there. Just making sure I'm not missing any emails or anything. So, okay, let's get back here and kind of have a look at things here. So, nothing for my neck of the woods. Again, everything southwest of Ottawa at this point. I'm going to zoom out just to see what's happening. So right now we do have a line of storms north of Ottawa, and again these are moving eastward for the most part, but they are heading towards Val des Bois, into Montpellier, Lac Simon right now getting a storm, but this second line behind it is definitely active. They are not severe warned yet on the Quebec side. But if anybody's up in cottage country today, you need to heed those storms coming through. They will be, it's essentially a line, so they will be fairly quick in terms of the duration that they are over you, but they will be windy and rainy while they are over you. So 423, so this is our latest scan. It does look like this storm might be coming apart slightly. Still has lightning on it, so that's showing that it's still intense enough that it's maintaining. So I'm not sure, it will see in the next scan or two whether it's coming apart or if it's just going through a cycle at this point. Let me have a double check here. Okay. So I think I'm caught up with all questions or comments, so that should be good. I'm just going to jump here to the satellite. So satellite maintains here. You can see that the only game in town is that big cloud anvil that is stretching northeast from this storm all the way past Ottawa. It would be, you know, Rockland, that kind of area, but again, nothing in terms of precipitation coming out of that. All the precipitation is down to the south of the Highway 7 corridor that we've been talking about for the last little bit on the stream. So I'll just swing back to this and we'll take a look, make sure everything's good. And again, I don't know that this stream will be that long. We'll stay with this, but if it does start to die off, because it is on its own, again, it's just a bit of a unique path that it's taking with everything doing more easterly. So it's hard to predict what it's going to do. Dominic saying never see them coming up that way either. Usually good ground scrapers hugging the hills. Yeah, so it's like I said, today's the models today missed as far as I'm concerned. So they did just severe warn the one that is over Montpellier, Chenville. That just got a severe warning from Environment Canada on the Quebec side, and I suspect the line behind it might end up getting severe warned as well. So just something to keep in mind for anybody tuning in from the Quebec side in cottage country, or if you live there. Those storms are packing a bit of a punch, but they are smaller storms for the most part. So. Just having a check here to see if any new images have come in. Actually, one of my chats may have got something here. Yeah, okay, no. So that's all clear as well. So, Jason, Sean, I'm wondering why my forecast app changes from severe storm expected in 30 minutes to sunny until tomorrow to storm at 1 a.m. every 15 minutes. I guess it depends on what weather app you're using or forecast app you're using. When you start to learn or understand models and how they work and what affects the storm, I'm a model pessimist is the word I will use. I've been storm chasing for over a decade, and I do not trust models even 48 hours out, is kind of my threshold of, okay, I need to take it seriously. unless it's some kind of major event that's been on the radar of the models for the last week. Essentially, I just sit and watch to see because, for example, this storm moving through the environment today that the models didn't know about will affect everything down the line after that. So it's one of those things that that it's the one thing can affect so many things down the line. So again, and it also depends where you're located and what that app that you're using says. We were just talking about, for example, the Weather Network has what they call predictive radar, which is again a guesstimate of what's going to happen, whereas what I'm looking at is physically happening right now and is a live scan coming from our radars that we have located throughout the country. So it's a tough question to answer, but it's basically any weather app is guessing at what's going to happen, and that's including having a human look at it and just assessing what is going to happen out of it. So Rick saying, gotta love no signal, cell signal out there. Made it to Narrows Locks, doesn't look as good as it did now. Gotcha. So yeah, that's it's definitely changing its shape, and it looks like it might be weakening it a bit. So Dominic saying, I'm just like Tom when it comes to model confidence. So one of the things I do with models is I will look at most of them and then try and extrapolate what the average is in between all of those models. And when I say all of those models, there's like 4 or 5 that we look at. You can look at more, but at that point it's information overload. And I try to find out what they're all trying to determine and then kind of come up with an average from there. There are far better people at forecasting than I am. Connor is definitely one of them who he pores over this all the time, whereas I just do it on a more sporadic basis, I will say. So it's that's just my method of doing things. So yeah, Rick, I just got a image here. So this is coming from okay, perfect. I've got interesting bases on this storm. So this is from Rick, and you were saying, I'm just going to double check here, this is not from Narrows Locks, I don't think, but let me do a share here. This is that storm as it's coming out. So you can see that lots of precipitation in the center of that image. Not a very solid base like we had before. I can switch back to show you guys what it looked like when it was coming towards the Highway 7 corridor. So I will switch back to that. So this was earlier. This was at just before 4 o'clock. And I'll show you the structure on this portion of the storm for anybody that missed it from earlier. So here you can see as it was coming down towards the Highway 7 corridor in the center, you've got a nice good flat base with a little stinger off the back end. So very solid structure in terms of a storm that's going to maintain its intensity. What we were just looking at, definitely indicative of it coming apart somewhat. And we'll jump back into the scans here on radar 429. So this is our latest scan. Looks like heading right for Westport is the meat of the precipitation and lightning, which will be in here. We even have 1 pixel of purple, which is where we start to consider whether there's hail in that storm. And when I say hail, this would be pea size or smaller, if that at all. Portland definitely going to catch the eastern portion of this with some rain, all the way down to the western portion over here. So anybody that's in front of this, again, this is the only game in town. I'm going to just double check to make sure I'm not speaking outside of the truth here. But yes, everything else is just a very minor storms in the Ontario side. Again, on the Quebec side, north of Ottawa, is got some intensity to it, and it's very slow moving. So we'll stay with this and keep you guys up to date. So let's send. Okay, so Logger John, sky looks brighter on the backside now. Yeah, so once this is out, I think you're pretty much in the clear for anybody that's been through this storm. So you've kind of built yourself an ensemble, kind of, Dominic. Yeah, that's essentially what I do. Is I in my own head, essentially just basically do an ensemble of several models to try and extrapolate what they're thinking. And again, one little item can change or alter what happens tomorrow and the day after. So. John Bunker, small cell west of Perth and heading towards Brockville. No rain in Perth so far. Yeah, Perth definitely got skirted by this. Essentially, I'll zoom in here. Perth just on the edge here. Glen Tay would have been more in it at that point, but this is swinging down towards the Seaway. It's probably, if it continues tracking this way, Brockville might get a bit of rain. It's more on the eastern portion, which is weaker. Mallory Town would be more in terms of catching more of it. Lansdowne. But again, I guarantee you this is going to change as it heads towards that direction. So a little too far to say at this point. Timber, hello all from Orleans. Got you on and have my popcorn here in my garage. That's awesome. Welcome to the stream, Timber. That's how I didn't have popcorn, but that's how I used to watch storms as a kid. I would sit in my garage at my parents' place and watch things happening. So Orleans looks to be in the clear today, and I don't think anything's going to happen as well. So Tornado Pro, could Ottawa still get a storm? I'm very skeptical of that. Originally, when I planned out today, I thought, based on what models were showing, that maybe some storms would happen later this evening. So these would be just before dark and continue past dark was kind of what I was thinking, and they would have possibly headed into Ottawa, according to some models. Now, with this storm kind of tracking southeast across the region, and storms essentially were moving northeast or east, in some of the models, I don't know that that's going to happen, but again, we're still, it's 4:30 right now, we're still quite a ways out from that. So let me just take a look here. So hopefully that answers your question on that front. So okay, and what else have we got here? Anything towards Kingston coming from Gina. So this is heading in that general direction. So I will show you right now where we're at. Kingston being back down here. The storm has been widening a little bit kind of to the west, but currently is tracking where it would just miss Kingston, and it has shifted tracks a couple of times already in the last 45 minutes that we've been on the air talking about it. So it's a potential, but right now it's too hard to say if it'll make it down there, and it may not even sustain. It may even die off as well. So here is our latest scan. So I'll just go back one step. That was the storm earlier, and now it's just it's essentially the same thing. We have two pockets of intensity for quite a bit of precip, which is just to the north of Westport, and this one here, which is north west of Westport. So that's what's lightning might be subsiding on it a little bit. I'm just taking a look to see here, zoom in and out to see. So there's definitely, it looks like a lot less lightning. I'm going to double check because I do know the app has some issues with lightning populating for me. So there's definitely a lot less lightning on this storm right now. So again, based on the scans that we're seeing and the lack of lightning, this might be weakening at this point, but definitely still lots of rain. No wind to be concerned about. There's definitely going to be wind with this, but nothing that's of any significance or any danger at this point. So I just occasionally check in on that, but right now nothing really strong. We did have a little storm that fired before this one, and it was quite gusty as it tracked southeast, and it died essentially just over the Franktown radar, but we're going back several hours. But that little storm had a lot of wind on it. We were actually commenting it on in some of our groups, sorry. And then, yeah, so your logger, John, down in the Perth area or southwest or south, there's actually a decent amount of precipitation kind of trailing behind here in this pocket right here. So if you're in there somewhere, or just in this area here as this moves through, you're going to see lots of rain. But again, I think the lightning, in some of you guys in that area can confirm that it probably has slowed down quite a bit from where this was earlier. Because if we back this up and you can see all the lightning that was happening, and this is only a few scans ago, and now the lightning has essentially dissipated quite a bit. So again, storm could be going through a cycle where it weakens and then we'll pick up intensity again, but that's what we're here for. We'll keep an eye on it and let you folks know what to expect somewhat. So, and just gonna check up on some of the social media pages, see if anybody's commenting. Okay, perfect. What's that stuff off to the west? Oh, so if you're... Okay, John, I'll bring this up. I think this is what you're referring to. This is... if you're talking about this portion right here, this is an outflow boundary that was here from the other day, and it's just being pushed south. So this is a kind of a boundary that's kind of curled up, and something has caused it to initiate, is my guess. If I look back at the scans here, I'm just seeing there was a little storm that kind of on the tail end of that boundary. You can kind of see in this area, and I'll highlight it, there's a storm that basically fires off the very tip of this boundary and just kind of drifts out there very slowly, and that's what we're seeing on our on the radar now. So this is definitely a tiny little storm that's over just to the east of Gunter, but this is just an outflow boundary that's just sitting out there, and that's from previous storms essentially. Hopefully that answers the question. Rick saying sent another email through. Let me just take a look here. 4:30 was the last one, so I'll just do a refresh here to make sure it's not still on it coming in. No, it's still not. I don't see it coming in, but let me know. I'll wait a minute or two just to see if it comes in. Email is fine. I think I can access both of them very easily. So, entrepreneurs, therapist, Thunder in Jasper. So, yeah, you're hearing it from the west at this point. You're still going to be in the clear. You might, like I said, you might get a small sprinkle because there is some moisture in the air here to the kind of the north and to the northwest. But this is garden variety type rain in terms of that. The meat of it is to your west, and that's where you're hearing that thunder from. So just keeping you in the loop there. So John saying very hard rain now. Yeah, that's that portion that's moving in. We're at 4:35, so was our last scan, and 4:43 time now. So scans come in about every 8 or 9 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, depending on the data coming through. So we should see an update here very shortly. I don't know why my camera has gotten so dark. It's not dark out there, but that's probably some kind of technical glitch. If I had to guess, I'm just going to look at it here just to see what's going on. I think it's just because the adjustment it's compensating for some of the cloud cover that's come through. So that looks a little better there. So so this is our latest, and then I crashed my software. Give me 1 second. I will bring it back real quick. It does this every once in a while. It's a known issue, unfortunately. Nothing I can do to fix it. So this is our latest scan. The western portion has picked up in intensity, and you can see how the lightning has picked up on that portion of the storm. So that's always an indicator of storm getting stronger. And so right now, again, I will run the cycle here and show you guys kind of the track that it's taking. So it's come down from Highway 7 and it's slowly drifting southeast essentially. So again, we're kind of tracking towards the Mallory town, maybe the Brockville area. It probably will catch Rockport again, and that's if this continues along this way. So I will zoom back out here and just take a look. Rick, I did get something here. Let's have a look at this. So that's a very nice photo. I'm going to bring it up, and this is from Rick. Where does it say where it's from? No. Okay, so I'll just bring it up here. This obviously this is the only storm, so it's from this storm, probably out front of it near Portland or something, or Westport maybe. I'm sure Rick will confirm, so I'm just going to throw it up here. So beautiful shot of the storm as it approaches. It's got a bit of a shelf cloud on the front, which is like that leading edge. And then there's two areas of precipitation. So this is a great photo. This has got to be kind of from Westport, is my guess, and roughly in that area, because if we look on the storm, we said the western portion was picking up, which would be on the left of the image, I believe, and on the right side of the image would be the other precipitation core. So that's a great example of seeing the storm as it's happening right off the radar. We're now seeing it through Rick, sending in the photos here. So I'm just going to take a look here. What else? But so yeah, just heavy rain, lightning, not much wind. Like I said, Portland, Westport area, Newborough. You guys kind of have to pay attention. This is incoming soon, and we'll see whether it continues to maintain or whether it's going to subside a little bit here. So just going to mute. Sorry. Going to throw a video up here. I just was checking a video here that we also got from Rick. So I'll put this up on the screen and I'll let that play out here. So this is obviously from a drone, and he's just scanning or panning, it looks like, to the west over some water. And so you can see how that whole storm looks right out in front of it. So I think that's Big Rito Lake, but I could be wrong. But that's just my guess from what I kind of know from the area. So thank you for sharing that in there, so people can see what we're dealing with here. Like I said, just lots of rain, and lightning on the western end is picking up somewhat. So let me come back here. And I just got some more pics from you, Rick, as well. Except this one is super tiny. I'm not sure why. Yeah, both of them came out, but they're very, very small, and I can't even really zoom into them. So just gonna bring up, and he also sent another video as well. So we'll see, and that came through very tiny as well. Oh, that's the same video, but just a very small. So I got a second round there, Rick, that you sent in. It's just everything came in extremely small. I'm not sure but we did get them on the first one. So again, we're good on receiving those. Again, appreciate you submitting that and sharing with everybody here. So I'm just looking at the precipitation that's just kind of hanging out back here, just southwest of Perth. John is getting in between all of this stuff, it looks like. So could be some more rain coming for you, and obviously depending exactly where you are, but there's some heavy precipitation trailing in behind there. Our little storm to the west is just a garden variety shower back there near Gunter. And I'm just going to look back up here to the stuff on the Quebec side. North of Ottawa, it's still very intense in terms of precipitation and lightning. I don't think there's a lot of wind on that. And I'm just going to split here and look at velocities. So there is a bit of wind, but nothing of significance. So, well, we'll come back down to here and keep an eye on this thing and see what happens. So right now, only thing that's happening in the area, so anybody tuning in who's jumped on again from the Ottawa area, nothing coming into Ottawa right now. We are just monitoring this one storm that started probably 3 hours ago and has slowly made its way southeast from Plevna area, that kind of thing. So it's not moving super quick, but it is continuing to track. And it looks like the eastern portion is definitely weakening. This is our latest scan here. The western portion still has some good lightning on it, and up the middle, just near Westport, we are definitely showing some lightning and heavy rain in there. So storm is continuing to evolve and move eastward, or southeastward, I apologize, in that general direction. So again, we're lining up kind of between Brockville and Gananoque if this continues down to the Seaway. Janet tuning in from Pakenham. Beautiful weather there. Yes, you're on the right side of this equation. Pakenham definitely would have nothing in terms of these storms. They're all to the south of you, and nothing to worry about in Pakenham as it sits right now. Should be fairly clear for the most part. So Logger John saying it's poking along like an old turtle, and that is accurate. It's definitely not moving at a fast pace, which as a chaser, that's the best kind of storm, because you can just kind of hang out in front of it and get your photos, your videos, like Rick's doing. You get the drone up, but while it's over top of you, it's definitely dumping a lot of precipitation. So not the most fun when you're underneath it. So no problem. You don't have to thank me for the weather. That's not my department. I just tell it. I tell what's happening. So hopefully there's no storms later this evening. I know there have been a lot of questions about later on. There was potential for storms later on today. I'm skeptical that will happen, just so we're all on the same page. But you never know with when you get this random storm that was nowhere on any models going through the region. It can have adverse effects in terms of what happens later today. So perfect. What else? Okay, we're caught up on comments. I am going to look at some satellite imagery as well, just to get caught up here, and we'll bring that up on the screen here. So I'm just checking. So a lot of times you can see with satellite imagery whether anything else is going to try and do anything in terms of storms popping. From what I see here, essentially I don't think anything else is going to happen in the region based on this storm moving through. I don't see anything further to the west. But the Quebec side definitely has those storms. You can see them north of Ottawa. So Ottawa's like in a split here, essentially a storm to the south of it and a storms plural to the north of it, moving eastward. So Ottawa just having cloud cover from this anvil on the southern storm, but not any precipitation as it sits right now. Yeah, I think you're right, Logger John, in terms of general store. I know the one in Pakenham has been there forever. I don't know if it's the oldest in the country, but it has been there for a very, very long time. Always good to see that, though, that the smaller stores are still surviving and, not losing out to the big box stores. I'm just going to jump and take a look on our Facebook here. And anybody who's like Rick is sending in pictures and stuff like that, if anybody is under this and has any interesting photos of it approaching or videos, definitely love to see them. You can submit them. Our email is at the top left corner, or you can actually go to our Facebook page or Connor Mockett's Facebook page. those are the ones that we monitor. So definitely always love seeing that kind of stuff coming in. So Brad Moore, light rain and lots of thunder as it approaches Rideau Ferry. Yes, so your Rideau Ferry is going to be right. Whoops, I'm on the wrong screen here. Where is Rideau Ferry? Why can't I find it? I know it's down here. Maybe the app's not showing it, but you're going to be right on the edge of this with the Rideau. Oh, you're up. Sorry. Yeah, you're up here. So you're on the very edge of this northern precipitation that seems to be going through some kind of evolution, I would say, because you can see it here. That's the scan currently. So it has intensified a little, but there is no lightning currently showing on the software. So it's just to the southwest of Rideau Ferry, so a little bit of rain maybe in that area. So Marie Rochon, good to see you on the stream, even though you're really far away from this storm. And I believe you're missing the storms to the north as well. So yeah, even earlier there was storms, and I actually checked, and they were just north of Hawkesbury. So that storm shield is still working out in Hawkesbury. That's the good news of the day. So Rick saying my fight isn't the storm today, it's the cell coverage. Yes, so I actually chased a couple of times west of where we are today with storms, where you get into Denby and then in that area, and there's absolutely no cell coverage, there's no visibility. You're also dealing with lots of hills. So that's an area I don't particularly enjoy chasing down into the Bancroft area. So between Bancroft and Denby back to Highway 7 corridor, there are no roads in between there either. That's the problem. There's like 100 kilometers that you have to kind of do a roundabout way to get to the other side, essentially. So Rick, the lightning is definitely picking up. Okay, that's good to know. That's going to be on this southwest corner of these storms. This is our latest scan at 4:53. Rideau Ferry now kind of having some heavy precipitation on the southwest corner of Rideau Ferry as this pushes out. So that's our precipitation right here. Obviously orange and dark red, heavy rain. The yellow and the green, obviously less rain in those areas. So southwest corner definitely has this strong precipitation core right here that is just to the northwest of Westport, and there's a decent amount north of Westport right now. So as this crawls through in the next, Westport's probably already getting rain, but in the next 10-15 minutes you'll get into the really heavier stuff. So Brad Moore south of Perth. Okay, good to know. What else here? The Saskatchewan tornadoes from the 19th were finally rated on the dashboard coming from Hexagon. Oh, good. I will have to go take a look at that and see what they've put out in terms of that information. That's going back quite some time. That's almost a month ago, actually, at this point. So definitely curious to read up on that information just to see the analysis. So thank you for that little tip. That's for us weather geeks. We like to go and look at things to see what happened, how it evolved, and what the analysis shows. So okay, let me just take a look here. Okay, so just people commenting because Connor put up a post about Blues Fest, because we were chatting about it, that there was potentially storms heading into town, and it almost happens every year that Blues Fest goes on and there's storms that roll through, so it's not out of the ordinary. Right now, like I said, I'm very skeptical that anything happens, but we are only 5 o'clock, so there are still potential for storms to happen. We are, Blues Fest starts, I want to say, somewhere around 7-8 o'clock maybe. So still quite some time before we get to that point. So what else have we got going on here? So I'm going to watch this storm I've still got probably about an hour left before I would have to leave for Ottawa for my dinner plans. So yeah, I'm hoping this storm either dies out or goes, gives us some kind of indicator as to what it's going to do. That way I can adjust accordingly if I have to. So, Tornado Pro, what about the storms west of Petawawa? Those little beans up there, they're just garden variety showers. I don't think they're in an environment that they can really do anything. They will track into Quebec if they get in. There's a better environment out ahead of it in Quebec, so possibly once they cross the river or on the river, they may do something. But right now, they're just very weak garden variety showers at this point. So. Pretty nice here in Smith Falls. Blue skies to the north and eastish coming from Cody. South skies not so much. Yes, so you're definitely under the anvil somewhat from this storm that's on radar. So I'll show you guys that on the satellite view. So you can see that the storm is basically the mushroom cloud that's kind of moving in the center of the screen, and the anvil's blowing off to the northeast. So no rain under the anvil. There's just rain, south of Rideau. Basically, Rideau Ferry and Perth are your cutoffs for the rain on that. So you can see that here as we look at our latest scan here. There should be one any moment here to update us on how this has progressed, because our last scan was 4:53 and we're now 5:01. So again, I mentioned this several times just to keep people on the same page, that we get our updates every 8 to 10 minutes roughly from the radar itself. Logger John saying rain has stopped there. That's good. Hopefully you got a decent amount of rain so that it watered everything. Is there a chase for Connor today? Asking Kirk and Carrie. So he was racing towards Manitoba. So he was in Alberta yesterday, drove partway last night, and then stopped late and got up early. I can tell you, I will have a look to see where he's at. Let me just take a look here. He was racing for possibility of some storms in Manitoba. I don't think I'll be live streaming it tonight. It's probably not likely. First of all, Manitoba, depending where he's chasing in Manitoba. So yeah, he is just west of Portage La Prairie in Manitoba. So he's definitely made it in time. If storms do happen out that way, he'll get on them. But I do know cell coverage in Manitoba particularly is not good. Would be an understatement for that. So we'll see if he gets in on the action. He will post on the Facebook page if he's got any photos or videos of storms up there. I again have dinner plans that I'm hopefully going to make. So I will probably not be streaming unless it was something insane that happened. So Rick saying the rain missed Westport, more into Portland now. Interesting. Radar showing it's kind of in between two heavier areas on that last scan at 4:53. We should see a new one here, but there's a kind of an area in here with lighter precipitation flanked to the left and right of heavier precipitation. So you're seeing, oh, there you go. So this that's almost perfect timing. So in this area here, you can see that the precipitation has essentially cleared out in between these two lines. So Rick, you're right on the money. Obviously, eyes on the ground is the best thing. Radar is only a tool we can use when we're not out there. And again, we just got an update at 4:59, and so it's 4-minute old information because we're at 5:03. So by the time the radar does what it's doing and gets the information out to us, it's several minutes later. So it's not even in, I'm going to say in quotation marks, real time. Just having a look here, we may have that top portion breaking off. So I'm going to just bring this up here. And the top portion looks to be expanding eastward, which means it will be just to the south of Smith Falls, maybe get into Jasper, I'll show you a cycle here. So as that top portion is breaking away somewhat, it is moving more easterly than the southern portion of this storm complex that we have here. So we'll see how that progresses, but that's obviously the heavier area of precipitation right now, right over Rideau Ferry heading into Lombardy. Just south of Smith Falls is next on it, and then maybe into Jasper. So we'll keep an eye on that for everybody and update as we go along. So what else have we got here? Just checking the comments. Lots of thunder in Smith Falls coming from Sammy Shred. Yes, so that is hopefully going to stay south of you the way the precipitation is moving right now. But it is kind of morphing. It will be a word I will use, and I'm not sure if that might stretch up into Smith Falls or not, but I think it'll just skirt south of Smith Falls at this point, and more in line with Jasper. What else have we got here? Giovanni tuning in from Toronto by the sounds of it, saying it's too hot down there, need some rain to cool things off. I feel that. I always suffer when the heat gets over 25. It's not my, I prefer it cooler. So yeah, you guys definitely, I'm just going to look to see if anything's happening down there. There's a severe warning there. I don't know, that must be from storms from much earlier. Oh yeah, there was a storm that was there and it got over the lake and just died. Absolutely disappeared. So that's interesting. Welcome to the stream, Giovanni. We're happy you're here. If it's your first time, we do this for mostly Eastern Ontario, Western Quebec, and definitely would love to have you as a subscriber and turn on those notifications, because whenever we do mostly live streams at this point, just to do on the up to the minute analysis of radar information on storms in the area. So we will do, I've mentioned this many times, if there are tornado watches or tornado warnings in Ontario, Western Quebec, yeah, even further into Quebec, we will probably do live streams on those days, just to get the more eyes on it, the more information, the more people are prepared if something does happen. We are kind of in the peak of our season, July, August, even into September somewhat, where we can have those storms that can produce tornadoes. For the most part, strong tornadoes don't really happen out this way. They are far more rare here, but they do happen. Dunrobin is a perfect example. Even the one that went through the southwest portion of Ottawa and Nepean area definitely did tons of damage to people's properties and parks, and so we don't want to see those. But if we can warn people of stuff coming out, then that's what the purpose of this channel is. So it looks like I was correct. Things are staying south of Smith Falls on this cell. They are definitely reaching out for Jasper. So I know we had somebody asking about Jasper earlier. Probably going to get in on the rain in the next I want to say 20 minutes or so. There might be light precipitation happening now, but the heavier precipitation is still to the west of Jasper. So no lightning other than a couple of little bolts up there south of Rideau Ferry, but most of the lightning is down here coming into Westport and east of Westport. So that's what our action is right now. What else have we got here? Heavy rain, like you said, in Rideau Ferry. Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you for that update, Brad. John is logging off. Thanks for tuning in. We will see if we're still on later on tonight, but I'm hoping this all dies out, to be totally honest with you. I'm a little biased today. So hybrid Pisces, hello from Carlton Place. Well, hello back. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in. You guys may have seen, I don't even know if it, no, this may be you, was south of you actually. I'm just tracking back in my mind that this probably missed Carlton Place for the most part. So also some comments here. You know what? I noticed this year in Toronto, for some reason, in my area of my garden, zero bees. Something happened to the bees because there are none. Giovanni. That's yeah. Bees are definitely concerning that the populations are dwindling. Without bees, we're in trouble. So I know there's some active steps being taken to try and help with that because they pollinate everything in sight essentially. So I'm sorry to hear that, but hopefully they return. What else here? Hybrid Pisces missed us. Yes, yeah, it would have been to the south, so that's good. Carlton Place has gotten in on the action over the last 10 days, so a break is nice, I'm sure. Okay, and oh yes, entrepreneurs, therapists, good to know. Reed Jasper, yes. So I'm curious where this next scan is because it looks like it's trying to reach out in that direction. We got an update at 5:05, so that was about 5 minutes ago. We'll keep an eye on it to see what's happening here. I will have a look at winds. The only area where there's a bit of wind is just south of Port Elmsley, but again, it's not a lot of wind, so that's the only windy area essentially showing on the map. When we look at this, all of this is very muted, so that's exactly what you want to see in terms of wind. So let's zoom back out here. I'm just going to show everybody where we're at. Southwest of Ottawa, storms to the north that are just camping out there. I'm a little surprised this isn't severe warned. There looks like south of Val des Bois, High Falls. There are some pixels of purple in there, which sometimes indicates hail is starting to propagate. So just heavy downpours up in that region north, and it is moving eastward. So this is all moving eastward. The rogue storm that started this stream was moving southeast, so this was a loner out there, and it has definitely evolved quite a bit since we started tracking it. I can back up here just to show you guys how storms kind of go through cycles, and when I was watching it, I'll see how far back this goes. I even at this point was considering, so there we go, that's the last scan right there. So Denby area is where kind of it started, and when it was getting its act together around Plevna, Umpa, that's where I started to go, okay, do I need to go on? And then here we had some intense precipitation, possibly a little bit of hail south of Umpa, so that's where we started to consider going live, and then we ended up going live, I think, just around here where it was just coming into Maberly. So, and you can see how, well, sorry, it jumped on me. You can see how the storm has essentially widened out and become not a bulldozer, but it's definitely gotten very wide. The depth of it is not anywhere what it was before. And we'll get to the latest scan. Is there one more? No. So this is our last scan here. So still waiting to see on the update, 7 minutes in. So let's have a look here. Hi neighbor, anything coming to Kempville? Boys are out golfing. Keena, always good to have you tuned in. She's literally next door to me. Kempville, I think we're clear quite a bit. Honestly, there's nothing. All of this is southwest. So nothing coming for this area right now for, we're talking hours at this point, unless something crazy happened and this suddenly went northeast, but that's not very likely. At the worst that this will do is head eastward. So thanks for tuning in, Kina. Always good to have you on. Hello from Montreal. Seems like we have more severe storms compared to 5-6 years ago, coming from Jason. It's true, there are cycles. So it's not just climbing. I mean, there are years where we have tons of storms, and then there's years, and this is applicable for most areas. You will have at times where it rises and you get tons of storms, and then other seasons you get none. For example, our spring was really quiet here around this area where we didn't have very much action in terms of storms, and then July has been. I've been on the stream nonstop almost, it feels like. So, yeah, definitely the last few years have been active, but, we should see cycles changing on that. So, Erica asking, is there a bad storm coming through again for Carleton Place? No, this is all south of Carleton Place. You guys have missed all the action. And there's our latest scan. Definitely Jasper getting in on the game. And this is essentially a split that has happened. So this cell is moving east now, and the rest of this storm has moved and is moving southeast. So we have a split happening. There's a gap in here now with all the precipitation. There's only, very light areas of yellow and green, which is on the bottom end of the scale. Your red and purples are your peak of your scale. So it looks like we have one cell taking off east and one cell kind of dropping southeast or south even possibly. So we'll see how they track, but they are definitely right now staying south of Smith Falls, Merrickville, Oxford Station for this storm. And then the other one is heading down probably towards Gananoque, Rockport area, Lansdowne, somewhere in there. But now I'm curious to see if this sustains, because it has broken up and it could die off just because of what's happened in terms of the split. So jump back into the comments here. Erica asking, isn't purple mean tornado or no? Sorry, just wondering. Listen, I appreciate all sorts of questions. I love answering them because there is a lot of misinformation out there. So no, on this, what we're looking at here is reflectivity. So this is the density of how much, essentially how much precipitation is in the air, is an easy way of saying it. Purple tends to mean that you're starting to get on the heavy end of rain, and when you get lots of purple, that means hail. So thicker density. So this has nothing to do with wind speed. So purple tends to be associated sometimes with tornadoes because it's a very strong updraft that is creating that hail. What we look at is on velocities, which is your wind direction, and wind speed, which is this pane on the right. And essentially when you have red and green and in a larger area, like there's some noise on our radars, but if you have bright red and bright green next to each other, that's a very intense circulation. There's nothing on the map that would show that. So just a little bit of information in terms of when you're looking at radar, what represents rotation and what doesn't. So we had a storm the other day that definitely got our attention south of Kempville, down in the Oxford Mills area. It had rotation on it. Luckily nothing happened, just very windy for when it passed over the certain areas. So Catherine, thank you for jumping on board. Hello from Canada. I'd keep your dinner plans. It's definitely not gaining any energy. It's a slow, predictable storm when I can keep the truck dry. That coming in from Rick, who's out front of these storms. So yeah, I feel that way as well. I think, like I said, this is just going to come apart at this point. But we never know. So when the Montreal. Okay, so Hybrid Pisces saying, I got stuck at O'Hare Airport in Chicago overnight. That I would not enjoy. I've been through O'Hare, and that place is a madhouse. And so trying to get home on Sunday, it looks like, from the U.S. when Montreal closed airspace regarding tornado warnings and storms. It's been an active week, seemingly. Yes, it's definitely, July has been active ever since Connor left, to be honest with you. And Connor's my chase partner, who we've teamed up to do this. He's out west on vacation, chasing storms there. So I've thanked him many times because now I'm busy and we're getting storms in the area. So what else here? So rain in Jasper coming in, and thunder. So things are starting to pick up on this little cell. I'm curious if there's any lightning strikes that will show up. Our last scan was at 5:11 p.m. We are now 5:18. So we're about a minute or two from having the latest scan, and to see how this all sort of progresses. Okay, let's check on a couple of things here. Just going to see, I do have... Oh, perfect. Thanks, Rick. I just got your email in regards to the panning on your on the drone. So I figured that's what we were looking at. So just knowing the area a little bit, but it's always good to have a confirmation there. And I'm just going to check our Facebook feed. Okay, and perfect. So let's zoom back out here while we're waiting for the latest scan. Again, only game in town is essentially, and they've dropped the severe warning. I missed when that happened, but obviously they're Environment Canada seeing kind of the same stuff that we are. Obviously, they see that this is coming apart, and whether this maintains or not is the question at this point. So again, just storms to the north of Ottawa on the Quebec side, and this one by itself down here. So we'll keep an eye on it and go from there. Kirsten saying Eastern Ontario weather always gets active anytime Connor leaves from the area and goes west. So yeah, it's funny. We all chasers experience that. We always we call it chasing in the rearview mirror. You're go to an area and you're thinking storms are going to be there, and they end up where you were that day or before. So it's a common thing. He's had some fun out west, but he's ready to come home from what I'm hearing. So. Jasper tuning out for now. No lightning so far. Yeah, so there's just to the south of you. That's probably those two strikes that you heard earlier. They're just showing up on the software now. This is our latest scan at 5:17. The southern tip of this has picked up a bit of intensity. So down in here, this is where the meat of the precipitation is on this storm here. And this Westport one might be falling apart, looking at what I'm seeing here, but the next couple of scans will show whether that's accurate or not. So it's possible this storm that's over Jasper right now continues eastward and maintains while the one to the west dies off, but I'll keep an eye on it for you guys, and we'll see where things end up. So what else have we got here? Catherine, no problem. Glad you could tune in and at least get an idea as to what was going on. Appreciate it. And you have a good evening as well. Hopefully everybody's going to have... anybody attending Blues Fest won't have any interruptions or rain in that regard. So I'll keep everything crossed for that. Like I said, it's looking pretty decent right now. But we're now, 5:20, so still a few hours out from that beginning. So, and I'm just gonna have a quick look on everything else here. Just looking. Oh, so there's a bit of the storms actually. I'm just looking here. South of Charlotte Lake, as this storm came through, it looks like it's knocked out power in a few areas. There's 100 people out in the Crow Lake, Charlotte Lake, Westport area, and then there's another one here with another 150 out just to the northeast of Westport. Smaller outages along Maberly, but the big ones, so a couple of power outages, so hopefully not affecting too many people. Never fun to have your power out. I know we had ours out here early on in July. I was down for 4 hours, and it was nothing to do with storms. I believe a hydro pole was taken out. I don't know if it was by a vehicle or a piece of equipment, but we were down for about 4 hours, and I had to pull the generator out and get the house running on the generator. So we had those issues on the tornado day for anybody that was tuned in that day where the power blipped and we lost the stream. So I have some equipment on order and will get installed here where if the power does blip like that, we can continue, and then if it stays out, we can run on the generator and hopefully maintain on the generator as well. So that all comes down to internet, whether Bell can maintain. Usually most of their substations have generators, so the internet should be able to maintain. And we don't. I was so frustrated with that because right at the peak of the intensity of everything going on, we lose the stream, which is the worst case scenario. And I apologize that happened, but we're taking steps to mitigate that on the future streams. So always room for improvement, as I say. So 5:17 was our last scan 7 minutes ago. So we'll take a quick look here and see if this continues to weaken. And if that's the case, it'll be a good sign for everybody kind of in this region. The lightning has definitely gone down on both of these cells right now, so I think that's what's going to happen, is that as it broadened the whole storm and then it's now split, it might subside here. So the next few scans will tell us whether that's going to happen or not. So just double check a few things here. And I'll actually take a look at satellite just to see if I can. Yeah, so I'm looking at the satellite and you can see a little, what we call an overshooting top. I'll try and show you guys this. Give me 1 second. Interact with this. So I'm going to stop it right at the end. Oops. I'm going to drag it right here. So I'm going to stop the frame. If you look directly south of Ottawa, you can see that little bump in the storm. And that's going to be the Jasper storm that got intense, and is basically shooting up a really strong updraft over the top of the anvil from the storm that originally started all this. So we'll see what this does, but that we're showing stronger on radar, but it's also indicative here as we look at it that we have what we call a slight overshooting top on that storm that indicates intensity. So let's get this running again, and we'll come right back to our radar full screen here, and hopefully we will have an update here any second. And I'm just going to double check to see if I'm missing anything. So okay, so Jasper storm is definitely got some intensity to it in terms of precipitation. Lightning is very weak on it. The storm to the west, it looks like it is dying. It's definitely weakened on the last two scans. Lightning has almost disappeared on it. So that storm, the show might be over there. We just need to keep an eye on this storm that is now kind of tracking east. But I suspect this might do the same thing. Where it kind of weakens and dies off, but we'll have to keep an eye on that for you guys. What else here? Sarah Matthews tuning in saying heavy rain and wind in Jasper. Definitely agree with that. Thank you for letting us know. The radar is definitely saying the same thing. That cell has just gotten strong over top of Jasper, so just going to see here the lightning. There's a few lightning strikes here to the south of Jasper. There's 3 of them. So this might be with to do with that burst of intensity that we saw on the satellite that I was just looking at. So Rick saying a rainbow south of Rideau Ferry. So there you go. Definitely on the back end of the storm. I'm sure that that looks pretty good over the water there. Thank you for that update. And just seeing here, I'm going to back out. Okay, there's some storms that have, I'm just looking to see, I haven't kept up with the evolution of this. So, okay, the line kind of broke up north of Ottawa. There's a southern portion which is severe warned right now east of High Falls, Val des Bois. There's a couple more storms popping up by Blue Sea and Lac au Foin. Okay, Lac à Foin is also getting a bit of a storm up there, small pockets. There are storms firing over by Deep River. I know we were discussing that earlier. They are now starting to get a bit of lightning on them, and that's, I was saying, if they got over the Ottawa River, they might pick up intensity. They are doing it a little bit sooner than being on the Ottawa River. I am going to see if our radar, yeah, so this radar is obviously either down for maintenance to the west here, just south of North Bay. It's been down for well over a week, so either it's damaged or they're doing some updates and maintenance on it, and it's down during that time. So whenever it's showing red like that, but These storms are far from the radar, so they're showing a little bit more up in the storm. However, they are moving due east, and they're going to cross over into the Quebec side, and I think they'll pick up intensity just like these other storms here. So, anybody in the cottage country on the Quebec side in this region here, south of Mont Laurier, definitely going to see some showers there. Again, we are southwest of Ottawa originally. Now the storm has kind of broken apart, and we're waiting for our latest scan just to give you guys an update to see if this is going to maintain or not. I will stay on top of it at this point. Sun in Perth coming from Marlene. That's awesome. You guys were just to the skirted the northern edge of this storm, so hopefully didn't get a ton of precipitation in Perth, but most of it kind of kept to the south depending where you are. Is that storm heading to Montreal area? The storms to the north, I think they won't. They're heading almost due east, so if they did catch anything, they would be up by Terrebonne, and maybe I think Laval is too far south. But I think it would be north of Terrebonne. It would be my guess, Jason, on that one. So they're still quite a ways out. All of these storms are moving very, very slowly. So it's lots of time before it heads to that area for this evening. Orleans getting rain. No, there's a little, and I think this might be radar noise that I'm looking at just below Cantley. You can see the kind of the lines. Those are, I call them laser beams. It might be reflection, so I wouldn't think there's anything over there. But Orleans, I don't think you're getting anything. If you did get any kind of shower, it would be the lightest sprinkle version. But there are no storms currently headed for Ottawa, Canada, Orleans. The nation's capital area. Nothing heading there now. So we'll track this down here to the south, and should have an update here very, very shortly. So hopefully it's dying off, and I can go to dinner. Rick, coming into Smith Falls, that Jasper storm looks like it went straight vertical. Yeah, so that was that overshooting top I was talking about on radar. It definitely had a moment of serious intensity. So I'm curious if this will allow it to maintain or not. So thank you for the update there, Rick. I appreciate that. Jason, my pleasure. Always try to get accurate information out to people as much as I possibly can. And again, a lot of the stuff I do is just guesstimating as to what's going to happen just based on past experience. The Jasper storm still has downtrended a little bit. Still heavy precipitation, so North Augusta, between North Augusta and Bishop's Mills, definitely going to see some heavier rain. Still over Jasper right now with some rain. So good soaking coming through on those farmers' fields out in those areas. And like I said, we had 3 lightning bolts there. They're still there, but nothing new. So I'm suspecting the intensity is not going to be sustained on this storm. The one down by Portland, Newborough, is definitely dying off slowly. It's a slow death essentially, but this is the meat of our precipitation. So, and it has taken off in a almost, it's still moving southeast, but heading towards Elgin, Delta, that kind of Phillipsville area. I knew I went too far. So it's kind of tracking southeast, but it again, it looks like it's dying off at this point. Very weak rain on the northern portion of that, and nothing else really happening. I'm just going to zoom back in here to see. Yeah, so everything's sticking north of Ottawa and south of Ottawa essentially. Again, the storm's back on the back end here. Those are just moving east over the Ottawa River into Quebec. And they will follow the same kind of path as these storms that are east, just south of Maniwaki and Mont Laurier. Comment here. We need heavy rain in Toronto. There hasn't been rain for a long time. Everything is so dry. Thank you for that comment. Yeah, we there was another gentleman who tuned in here, Giovanni, I believe it was, saying the same thing. Rain is needed out in that area. So, well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that you guys get some rain. I know I was out there early July. I went to visit, my nephews were down there playing football, and we went to Canada's Wonderland on the Sunday, and it was 36 degrees before the humidex. I spent 8 hours outside on rides with my nephews, and I was absolutely, completely worn out by 6 o'clock, just from the heat, the sun, the humidity. It was gross. There was literally a lineup for the wave pool, which we've never seen. So I can understand that people are just trying to beat the heat down in the Toronto area. So hopefully something comes your way. We'll keep our fingers crossed for you. So I actually have to look at some models looking through this week just to see if anything's going to happen. I do have to head north. I'm going to be watching my nephews actually at the end, next weekend for about 5 days. I've got going to babysit, so I need to make sure there's no weather, and if there is weather, who's going to do what we're doing here. So that's something Connor and I need to talk about when he gets back on Sunday. So we'll see. So who knows? It might quiet down in terms of storms, and there'll be nothing happening. You never know. So we'll keep an eye on that, and hopefully we don't miss anything in terms of storms, and we can always stay on the stream for you guys. Okay, let me have a look here. Alexander Brusso tuning in. No, right now these storms are all southwest of Ottawa. We are not looking like we're going to see anything in the Ottawa area. I know Blues Fest is tonight. We've talked about that a little bit. Right now, everything's to the north and to the south. Some models were showing storms later today. Some even, having initiation around 8 o'clock today. But I'm skeptical. I'm not saying it's impossible, but yeah, I'm skeptical that there'll be any kind of stuff happening for Ottawa tonight. So hopefully that's, good for Blues Fest and anybody in the Ottawa area. So. Just gonna check on some of the other social media here. Okay, perfect. Caught up. What happened to my satellite? Just decided it's gonna stop. Oh, there. It heard me, so it's back to cycling. And actually, I'm going to take a look at that. It's a good way to beat the radar at its own game, is to watch what satellite is updating here. So every 5 minutes we get a new image from the satellite, and then I'm seeing that the overshooting tops that we were talking about earlier have not sustained on that storm. It is decently strong, but I have a feeling we might be at the point where this is just going to be a regular old rain shower, which at this point it essentially is. I'm just waiting to see if the continues downtrending in intensity, but there's no lightning, so these are just rain showers at this point. So we might be getting at the point here where we end the stream, but I'll stay on it for a little bit longer here. Yeah, so it's definitely dying. So there is still a stronger area of precipitation just to the east of Jasper, but as it gets elongated, you're definitely seeing that the precipitation is getting thinner, and it won't at this point we're just talking about rain in these areas here. So Tornado Pro, do you think Ottawa will get storms on Sunday if there's no capping? I haven't looked that far out, unfortunately, so I can't comment on that. I will usually look either late tonight or early tomorrow morning for Sunday type stuff. That's just how I do things. The reason I do that is I've been disappointed so many times when I look at when I look at storm models or weather models, I think something's going to happen and then it usually falls apart or changes completely. So I've just learned not to set myself up for disappointment and look only 24 to 48 hours out. So I'll be able to answer that after I've looked at models, like I said, late tonight or tomorrow morning. So, Jason, I appreciate the comment that I deserve steak tonight. As storm chasers, we have this weird thing that we don't eat steak unless we've seen a tornado. So we always save it's like a thing in the storm chasing community across North America, essentially, that you eat steak. Now, I don't always adhere to it because I like steak, but I definitely, if I've seen a tornado, we're beelining it for a steakhouse after we've seen a tornado. So I might just have one on credit, Jason, and just save it that the next time I see a tornado, I don't eat steak, but I'll do my best tonight. I appreciate you tuning in as well. So we'll see here if we're just dying off at this point, and I think that's going to be the case. 5:35, so still a bit of ways out before we get that last scan that we're going to look at here. Let me see here. Oh. So I'm just checking what Connor's up to out west. I'm just seeing if there's anything. Wow, there's a lot of comments in here. So far, I don't see anything, but I am going to look to see where he is hanging out right now. That's usually a good indicator. But I don't think anything's happening just yet. So yeah, he's in downtown Portage La Prairie, the thriving metropolis out there. So actually, I'll take, while we're waiting for this scan, I will take a trip out to that area and see where things are happening, or if anything is happening out there. See if we can load the radar. So there is no storms firing right now. There's boundaries all over the place. So you can see this boundary kind of draped across here that's just drifting southeast. That's actually Connor's red dot there in Portage La Prairie, so he's chasing out that way, but you can see how that boundary is just dropping constantly southeast, and sometimes it can collide and then initiate storms. Eli, Manitoba, for those that are weather geeks, is where we had an F5 tornado back, wow, it's over 15 years ago anyways. So that, if you've seen tornado pictures from Canada, more than likely you've seen that Eli tornado picture. And that's just between Portage and Winnipeg. So definitely one of the strongest tornadoes that we've seen in Canada. So I'll switch back to here to Eastern Ontario, just keep you guys in the loop. What's happening here? 5:35. So we're a minute or two out from the next scan, and we'll just see whether this continues the downtrend. Then I think we're good to go. So ever hear of fries in the bag coming from Kirk Carey? I have not heard of that saying. I mean, I don't know what it's referencing, if there's anything to that, but I mean, I've definitely eaten fries in a bag from a chip truck, but maybe you can elaborate on that. So and then Ryan tuning in here, good to have you on the stream this afternoon. Always appreciate you tuning in. So let's take a look here. Okay, so we'll wait for this one scan here, and I'll double check the rest of our accounts just to make sure. Okay, perfect. Everything looks good, so we're just waiting here patiently on this scan to come in. And okay, Kirk Carey saying, I believe it means the chase is over. Yeah, I've never personally heard it, but I it kind of makes sense, right? So nothing to report from over here, Ryan. Yeah, it's everything. We had only one show in town when we started this stream. Was this storm, and it kind of came from Calabogie area, and now has dropped down. So it's maintaining heavy precipitation on this storm in Jasper. The one southwest of there coming from south of Portland into Phillipsville is almost dead at this point. So that will be done in the next few scans. This is heading southeast, going to North Augusta. Might make its way to Prescott, Johnstown. That's kind of the area it's heading for. There's no lightning on it. There's no. I'm just going to check the winds here. Yeah, there's no real winds on it. Just minor gusts, and I say minor. I mean minor. So this is basically going to just continue this way. It might sustain, it might die off, but it's just a rain shower at this point. So unless there's any other questions from anybody, I'm going to end the stream here shortly. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And as always, definitely recommend you guys subscribe to the channel. And turn on notifications so you can know when we do go live for any kind of events. And I always try and make the thumbnail and the title indicative of the area that we are watching or targeting for analysis. So I'm just going to check on the comments here. Not in your coverage area, but it looks like a strong storm northwest of Pickle Lake. Yeah, that would be way up there, yes. Pickle Lake, I always remember that because of the name. It's just got it... So, Giovanni saying, looked it up, bumblebees are actually at risk of extinction in Canada. They can't handle hives overheating with rising temp, and the larvae don't survive. Yeah, that's not surprising to hear, and it's unfortunate, but said it can lead to cascading collapse of plants, then insects associated with them, birds and animals and that feed on them. Yeah, any kind of bee is very crucial to any kind of like farmers. Their crops get pollinated by bees and everything. So definitely something that we need to pay attention to, and not only that, resolve, because it's definitely dangerous. So Ryan, you're welcome. Janet, same thing. And then excited this channel. Thanks for the efforts made coming from Hybrid Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate the positive feedback. Hope everybody has enjoyed this afternoon as much as we can. Just signing off here, just the storms to the north of Ottawa. Again, I'm skeptical that storms will head into the Ottawa area, so I hope everybody enjoys downtown Ottawa and the Blues Fest, and listening to some good music. Again, appreciate everybody being on board here, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Not sure when that will be, but we'll definitely send